Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Portrait Tech. And today, as you can see, I have in front of me the Apple Watches, which is I have an Apple Watch Series 5 in my right here and an Apple Watch SE in my left. Alright, so we're gonna do a comparison. Not really just a comparison, we're gonna go over some similarities and some differences with these watches. And also the Apple Watch 6, I don't have that right now, but pretty much we're going to talk about the differences and the similarities, including the 6 as well. Although we don't have it here, we can pretty much go over those similarities and differences. But before I get into this video, please remember, head on down below. I would really appreciate if you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bell on to get notified when I have uploads on the channel. I'm pretty close to 1,000 subscribers, and I would really appreciate your subscription right now to get me to that 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so before I get into the details of the video here, I know we're approaching the holiday sale events, which we're gonna have a Black Friday. Speaking of that, we're talking about sales on other electronics and devices, including Apple Watches, MacBooks, and all those. But today we're going to talk about this. I'm trying to get this video out the way here so to help you to decide which one of these watches you should pick up if you decide to get something that's on sale during this Black Friday sale or even the Christmas sale. Okay, so let's get into the video. But so first off, we are going to go over the similarities of these devices. Okay, so when we talk about speed, processor, they both have the same processor. If that's something you were concerned or worried about making up your mind or deciding on one of these devices, they're the same processors that's in the Series 5, the SE, and the Series 6, which is the S5 dual core processor that's in all models of the previous watches, which is the 6, 5, and the SE. So as the order has said that that's not the order they were released. It was the Apple Watch 5 series, SE, and the Series 6. So the Series 5 was released in 2019. The Series 6 and SE were both released last year, which was 2020. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is water resistant. All these watches are water resistant up to 50 meters. Okay, so the Series 5, Series 6, and the Apple Watch SE, they're all water resistant up to 50 meters. Okay, next up we have the connectivity. So connectivity wise, they all have GPS, Wi-Fi, LTE, and Bluetooth 5.0. okay, so if you're worried about connectivity, they have all the same connectivity technology built in them, and they all have the W3 wireless chip that Apple uses in these phones. Watches. Okay, compass also built in these watches. It's included in all three models, the 6, the 5, and the SE. Okay, we also have the digital crown, which is on the side here. So they all have haptic feedback. So if you click them, you get a feedback you get a feedback from this, a haptic feedback from the crown when you press it. Okay, or if you try to turn it, you get a feedback from there depending on your setting. You can pretty much modify that as well. Okay, and they all have the vibration mode, haptic feedback, all those bells and whistles. So the next up we have sizes. All these watches come in two sizes, which is the 40mm and the 44mm. So the 40mm, it has a resolution of 324 by 394, and the 44mm, which is the Series 5 here, I mean, this is not the regular frame here. I do have a protector on the screen on the Series 5, so let me get that off. So this is how it really looks without the protector on there. Let's see if I could get it off the SE here, because these are on pretty tight. Okay, so there we go. Let's get these out of the way for a minute so we can see the actual screen size and everything, the bezels, on these watches. So these are the watches here without the protectors on them. So let me get these out of the way. Sorry, don't want to distract you. Okay, so the next thing we have on our list here that we're gonna go over is storage. So when it comes to storage, they both have 32 gigs on board that you can use, and the Series 6 also, if you're looking for one of those as well, it's also 32 gigabytes storage. So let me go in here in the settings, and let's find the setting here. So go to settings, and we're gonna go to general, and we're gonna go to storage at the bottom here. It's loading. It does take a while to calculate your storage, and you can see it says I've used 5 gigabytes of the 32 gigs that I have here. Let's go on the SE. We're gonna go to general, and we're gonna go to storage, and this you can see 6.1 gigabytes of 32 gigs used. So there are 32 gigs storage on all these models here, which is the Series 5 and the SE. Okay, next up is the RAM. Also the RAM, they have 1 gigabyte of RAM on the Series 5, the SE with my right here, and the Series 6 also, they're 1 gigabyte of RAM. So no differences there. Fall detection, they all have fall detection. So if you have your watch on, you have an accident, or if something medical goes wrong and you pass out and you fall, then it does have fall detection, where it sends off, it does dial your emergency contacts, or it does call the emergency services to come to your rescue. And the emergency SOS is on all of these as well. These all also have the heart rate sensor built in them, so you can do your check, you can check your heartbeat on all these models, Series 5, SE, and the Series 6. Also the brightness, as you can see, my wallpaper is a little bit different from this one. This is the wallpaper here on the 5 in my left is different from the one here on the SE, so it's hard to compare those brightness. Let's see the brightness on this one, how far it's turned up. So we go back, and we're gonna go to display and brightness here, and that's pretty much maxed. Let's see this one. We're gonna go on the settings, go back, we're gonna go down to display and brightness. This is not max, so we're gonna go hit it another one, and that's how they look. They're both in the settings menu, so pretty similar. They have the same brightness of 1000 nits. They also support wireless charging. They all support that, the SE, Series 5, and the Series 6. Okay, next up is battery life. So talking about battery life, it all depends on the settings on your watch, how you use the watch, and how often you charge your watch. But battery life is pretty similar on all these models here, the Series 5, Series 6, and the SE. Okay, so those pretty much are the similarities that I just went over. I might miss a few here and there, but those are all I can think of right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and go into the differences as well. So when we talk about differences, we're gonna start off with the materials. So material wise, I have the aluminum model of the Series 5 here, and the Series 6 is aluminum. So talking about material, if you're looking for SE, you're only gonna get it in the aluminum material. It doesn't offer the SE is not offered in stainless steel. With the Series 5 and Series 6, those you can pick those up in the stainless steel design if you want to, but the SE is only aluminum, so you have no choice when it comes to the material when you talk about getting an SE. Okay, so next up, also colors. If you talk about colors, this SE and the Series 5, aluminum, they're all the same colors. The Series 6 does offer the blue and the red, so those are two additional colors to the Series 6 line. So if you're looking for those colors, you would have to get the Series 6. Okay, next up are sensors. The SE has no ECG sensor and no blood oxygen sensor. The Series 5 does have the ECG sensor though, but it doesn't have the blood oxygen sensor, which the Series 6 offers. So if you do want to have a blood oxygen sensor, mobile one that you can that the Apple Watch offers, then you'd also have to go for a Series 6 if you want to have that sensor as well. Okay, and next up, this is very important to some people, but for me it doesn't really matter because I don't use it. So the Series 5 does have always on display. The SE does not have always on display. So if you're looking for Apple Watch with always on display, you would have to get the Series 5 or the Series 6. The SE does not offer that. So if I go to settings here, I'm gonna go here and show you. So if I go to settings and I go to settings on the Series 5, so I'm gonna go into display and brightness here. So if I go to display and brightness on both, see here on the menu we have text size, then we have bold text, then we have always on, which is right here on the Series 5. If you notice, it doesn't show that on this SE, which is on my right here. So no always on display on the SE, which is a bummer for some people, but for me, I have the Series 5, it's on here and I don't use it. Okay, but it's offered on here. So if it's something that you want, you have to get the Series 6 or the Series 5. So we have wake on wrist raise, which is on both. So crown, wake on crown up, it's off on the SE, but as you can see, it has everything else except the always on display here. Okay, so that's something, if you want to have that, then it's not offered on the SE. So speaking of always on display and some of the sensors that are missing from the SE is the cheapest Apple Watch you can, well, not the cheapest you can get. They do offer a Series 3 which is cheaper, but I wouldn't recommend that to anyone right now in 2021. If you're looking for Apple Watch, I would not go lower than the SE. So speaking of SE, we're gonna go to the next difference, which is price. Okay, so the SE starts off at $279 for the 40 millimeter and $329 for the 44 millimeter. We're looking at $399 for starting price on the Series 5 when it was released, and $429 on that's the 40 millimeter, and the 44 millimeter would set you back $429. The Series 6 as well was $399 on release and $429 for the 44 millimeter. Speaking at the current time on the recording of this video, it's November 2021, which is 2 years since the Series 5 has been out and over a year since the SE has been released and the Series 6 as well. So speaking of that, the Series 5, now you can pick this up way cheaper than it was released for, and I'm gonna see if I could get a screenshot of somewhere that has it on sale, put it here so you can see. For the Series 5 on sale, the SE, I'm pretty sure this is gonna have a sale price as well. I'm gonna see if I get a snip of this as well, of the sale price, and put this up, because this is the week of Black Friday, so I'm pretty sure they already have sale on these. So I'm gonna have something that pretty much shows the price on the SE right now. The Series 6, which was the last one before the current watches, now we have the Series 7 is out, but most times they don't have the previous watch that was just behind the latest. Most times it takes a while for them to put those on sale, so I'm pretty sure the Series 6 is at the current price that it is right now, that it was released for. So I'm not sure if they have a sale. I doubt it. Okay, but on the Series 5 and the SE, these are over a year behind, so they're gonna be on sale. Okay, so I'm gonna get some screenshot of somewhere of a retailer that has it on sale and put it in the video so you can see. Okay, so those are the similarities and differences that I could come up with to help you guys out to decide if which one of these watches you should pick up this holiday season, and which one you should go ahead and get. From me, for my recommendation, if you're looking at one of these watches, if you're looking at the SE, if you don't need always on display and the ECG sensor is not something that you really want to have, or the blood oxygen sensor, it all comes down to those. But for me, I would definitely get the SE because I have the Series 5. Always on display is something that I don't use, so if you don't use that, then I will go with the SE and save myself some money. But also speaking, the Series 5 right now is just pretty much almost the same price as the SE on sale, so you could check around. The Series 5 is gonna be harder to get as it's been out for a longer period of time, and some people, they might not have stock on these anymore. But the SE, it's a great choice, and if I should grab one of these today, I would go with the Series 5 if I could get it on sale, because it's gonna be closer, it's gonna be a better purchase with all the feature that it has and what it offers for the price, for maybe an extra 20 bucks on sale. But the SE, if you can get one of these on sale, then I would definitely get the SE. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Remember to go ahead, subscribe, get me to that 1,000 subscribers, and hit that notification bell to get notified as soon as I have another upload on the channel. Thank you for watching. Peace.